All right, we're going to break out of that story and listen to Mayor Karen Bass right now about what's happening with the negotiations.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to tell you that I am glad to stand before you today. I want to thank everyone for coming here on such short notice, but when there are 500,000 children and their families involved, this news touches every Angelino. Now, I know media have been asking me for several days about details about what's going on, but I've been involved in the negotiations over the years, many negotiations, and let me tell you, grandstanding and speaking publicly when things are being hashed out does not benefit anyone. I've been working with my two colleagues from the beginning, and from the last 4 days across the bridge in City Hall East, SEIU Local 99 Executive Director Max Arias, LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Cavallo, and myself have been in and out of conference rooms and on the phone to find common ground to help tens of thousands of workers and to do what's right for LA's children and their families. Well, we've done it. And I want to thank Executive Director Max Arias and Superintendent Cavallo for coming together to put our families first. To the 500,000 students of LAUSD and their families, I am so pleased to say that we have reached an agreement. So school will continue to be in session, and that goes also for my grandson, an LAUSD student. As mayor, I have no formal authority over the schools, but that will never stop me when it comes to fighting for our children and their families. And the fact of the matter is, the majority of SEIU 99 workers don't just work in our schools, they are LAUSD parents as well. And today, for too many hardworking people, working full-time is just too hard to put a roof over their heads and put food on the table. This is about the high cost of living in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, as everybody knows, has become virtually unaffordable. The urgent need to grow opportunity and make housing more affordable and create a sustainable future for every LA family is the #1 issue. And this is also about decades of underinvestment in our schools. We must all come together to support LA public schools, which are the most powerful determinant of our city's future. So I am grateful that we were able to find an agreement to move forward today. Executive Director Arias and Superintendent Cavallo stepped up in such a big way, and I am hopeful that this is the beginning of a new relationship that will lead to a stronger LAUSD and a better future for its workers and students in the years ahead. And I want to lock arms with them too. You know, that's our theme, because the root causes of what's going on here is much, much larger than LAUSD's budget. How we shape our young people's lives, how we treat our workers, and how we chart a new path forward for Los Angeles is of concern to all of us, especially to the three of us. And I look forward to continuing to work with you, Max and Alberto, to strengthen Los Angeles. So let me introduce the Superintendent of Los Angeles Unified Schools, Alberto Cavallo. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Let me begin by thanking the 43rd Mayor of the great city of Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass. Suffice it to say, she's been a partner, she's been present, she has listened early in the morning, she has answered calls late in the evening, she has met with us physically during the day incessantly until such time as we were able to broker what I believe is a historic agreement. I've said since I arrived in Los Angeles that impossible conditions faced by many of our employees, many of our children and their families are real, whether it is the unaffordability of housing, whether it is the unhoused nature of many of our children or their parents, or in some cases, members of our workforce. But I also know that people of goodwill can transition from the impossible to the inevitable, to the extent that they have the right amount of belief, skill, and will. Madam Mayor and Max, these are individuals who have the perfect balance of belief, skill, and will. And those three elements brought us to the table. Those three elements navigated us through very, very difficult conversations And those three elements of belief, skill, and will got us to the finish line. A lot of people will choose to linger in the past and the process. I choose to celebrate the present and envision the future. And that is exactly what the parents of our children, that is exactly what our workforce, that is exactly what our community demands of us and deserves from us. So today is a historic day, but before I tell you a little bit about what we agreed on today, I want to give you some historical perspective. For SEIU 99, over the past years, actually over the past decade, the average increase for negotiated contracts was anywhere between 2.5% to 3%. In total, over the past decade, this deserving, indispensable group of professionals saw about a 17% increase. So let's recognize that considering the rate of inflation, the cost of living in this community, that was insufficient. Not because of lack of trying or advocacy on the part of the leadership of SEIU 99, but the conditions, the economic conditions, and perhaps the will to do something transformative were lacking. But here we are now. And today is indeed a historic day. We're not talking about single-digit increases for the benefit of our workforce. Those we need to stay on the job, those we need to recruit, those we need to incentivize, and those we need to dignify and elevate on the basis of the work they do every single day. This is a multi-year agreement, the likes of which has never been negotiated in this district, the likes of which has never been negotiated across the state or across the country. And I can confidently say that. This is an agreement that's going to make a lot of superintendents very nervous. And that's a good thing. That is the good kind of trouble we need. Elevate the bar, and in the process, elevate the people. So this is an agreement that, number one, going back to 2020, provides a $1,000 bonus for every single employee that was working then and is still working today. That is in recognition of the hard work, the sacrifice made by SEIU 99 during the pandemic. It doesn't stop there. Retroactive pay worth 6% going back to July 1 of 2021. Followed by retroactive pay worth 7% going back to July 1 of 2022. Followed by retroactive pay worth 7% going back to July 1 of 2023. If we stopped there, that by itself would have been historic, but we do not stop there. January 1 of 2024, every one of the active members of SEIU 99 will receive a boost of $2 per hour on top of what they will have received. For a lot of our employees, the retroactive pay, as soon as these elements are put into our computerized system, will be a check they will forever remember. We don't stop there either. We committed to, number one, creating an educational fund for the training and the identification of the must-dos to elevate the professionalism and the opportunities for our workforce. And we are putting $3 million into that ed fund. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. And that is why we have made the decision, historic decision, to bring in every single employee, part-time employee who works at least 4 hours per day, a guarantee of free healthcare for the employee as well as their dependents. We have also added additional hours of the workday for many, many of our employees, including special ed assistants, from 6 to 7 hours, guaranteeing greater opportunities for these indispensable members of our workforce. And then there are the issues that I heard over the past months of respect, of addressing many elements that guarantee that our workforce members are first in line when it comes to a response to the needs of the district. They are included in this contract. I have no doubt that this contract will be seen as a precedent-setting historic contract that elevates the dignity, the humanity of our workforce, respects the needs of our students, but also guarantees the fiscal viability of our district for years to come. Those were indispensable priorities for all of us. So, Madam Mayor, thank you for your leadership and your time and your friendship and advice. And to Max Arias, the Executive Director of SEIU 99, thank you. Thank you for meeting me in the place where it happens, that special room where we were able to address the issues that impact our community. I am proud of this contract, and now I look forward to negotiating all other contracts in our community, guaranteeing that LAUSD is in fact the right place to work, the right place to learn, and that our city is the right place to live in. Thank you very much.
And let me introduce Max Arias, Executive Director, SEIU Local 99.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Superintendent Carvalho. I want to first, on behalf of all SEIU Local 99 members, including the 30,000 members we represent at LAUSD, appreciate Mayor Bass for stepping in and allowing us to find a pathway to communicate and finally reach an agreement that is historic with LAUSD. We also want to appreciate, I want to appreciate the 25 workers from LAUSD that make the core of a rank and file bargaining team who not only led the successful action this week, but also have been spending days and days here trying to figure out how we can find agreement and reach this historic contract. They are the core, the leaders, our members that are leaders, are the core of what we do. Also want to appreciate the 30,000 members that sacrificed 3 days of work despite low income to raise the issue to society that we as a society need to do better for all workers, all working people, for everyone. We need to do better. Really also want to appreciate UTLA and the teachers in UTLA and counselors and others who stepped up in solidarity to support our members in raising this issue to society. Because this issue is not isolated to LAUSD. This is an issue that is nationwide. And here in California, this agreement will set new standards, not just for Los Angeles, but for the whole state. I exhort all legislatures, the governor, and decision makers to work in partnership with the education community and all parents and students and whoever wants to get involved to start raising, significantly looking again as a society, is this what we think education should look like? Because the educational system excludes many. It depends on your income or your status in life that you will receive a good education or not. And that is unacceptable. That is what our members were demanding. And that is actually what was achieved with this agreement. Also, just thinking about, you heard Superintendent Carvalho speak to the numbers that you heard. Well, the second employer in LA County is LAUSD, and this is also going to have an impact. When you receive a raise that is basically a third of your salary per year, there will be an impact in the community. These dollars will continue to dynamize the economy. And what we saw that happen, also exhort other leaders, public leaders here in LA County, the county, the city, to look at the workforce as well, because this is happening everywhere. Ultimately, members exercised a democratic right to protest by withholding the labor. But we appreciate the graciousness in which Superintendent Carvalho spoke today and actually came to work to find this resolution, this historic agreement, and really hope and look forward that there can be a relationship that we can have as SEIU Local 99 members with the district. But the relationship is not necessarily with me or the staff of the local, or it has to be with the workers that do the work. Those workers that led the action, that actually exposed to everyone, to the public, unexpectedly, but it did, the conditions in the schools and the conditions that workers have to go through to educate the children. We cannot continue to rely on people, on the workforce that is basically living in poverty and has to work 3 jobs and to do this work of educating our children and the students, because we value them. So that being said, really looking forward to start rebuilding the relationship. But I also want to say that this is just laying a path forward. This is not the end of the road for these workers. This is not, and it cannot be the end of the road, because not everything has been addressed, at least everything that's basic. The minimum wage now in LAUSD goes up to approximately $22 and some cents an hour from $17. That's significant, because LAUSD is going to be able to hire people, right? And that is extremely important to address the understaffing that actually leads to schools that are not clean, that leads to not having enough adults to provide the safety and the support to the teachers to educate our children. So we hope to work in partnership with LAUSD and hope that they accept the invitation to work in partnership, since we are going to be back negotiating a new contract in 2024. And I hope we stay engaged and not wait until then to start working to find those solutions that are important for students. Because I just want to say on behalf of our members that they are ready to continue to work to try and find these solutions. Striking is last option always. So if we can start finding other ways and pathways to do so, we will do so. But if we're forced to strike again, we will. But there will be no strikes anymore for the rest of the year, and there is no strike plan for any foreseeable future. What we really want is to build a relationship with the district, be respected as all human beings should be respected, and of course, our members are extremely respectful. We want the students to succeed. I just want to do one more shout out and thank you. That's to the parents of Los Angeles and the students of Los Angeles and everyone who stood shoulder to shoulder with our members, hearing their cries, with compassion, with conviction, and understanding that this was important to bring attention to the issue. If we had not brought attention to the issue, nothing would change and things would just continue to deteriorate. So I want to again appreciate Superintendent Carvalho for taking the bold step after this week in working with, in finding a resolution that starts to lift up the workers and bring about change, positive change in the educational system. So thank you. That are my remarks.
All right, we're going to take 2 or 3 questions.
Some comments in Spanish. Yeah, I'll do it very quickly. Some comments in Spanish. Thank you, Max, very much, and thank you again, Mayor Bass. Hoy es un día muy importante, muy histórico para nuestro sistema escolar, para nuestros trabajadores
this resolution a huge sigh of relief for many people out there, not only the LAUSD workers who will now be getting raises and more benefits, but the parents of students. I myself am relieved. I have 2 kids in LAUSD, and as the superintendent is speaking there in Spanish right now, he said this is going to be a precedent all around the country because no deal like this has been done before.
Today, he said, is indeed an historic day. So the multi-year agreement, he says, has never been seen in the likes of districts, not only in the state, but in the country, kind of joking, saying other superintendents might watch this and start to worry a little bit. But the deal, just in case you missed it, LAUSD workers with SEIU Local 99, those are your bus drivers, custodians, food service workers, we're asking for a 30% increase. The last deal we had heard from Superintendent Carvalho was 23%, and it looks like they're meeting somewhere possibly in the middle, depending on where your baseline was starting, but it went from about $17 minimum to now $22 and some cents, and they're going to go and pay back to even 2020. They're providing a $1,000 bonus if you worked in 2020, a retroactive pay of 6% 2021, 7% 2022, and moving forward in 2024, there will be $2 more per hour. And that's, again, in addition to that retroactive pay.
Yeah, and also $3 million will go into the health fund, and people who are working part-time will now be able to get more benefits and health care for their dependents as well.